Pantry Talk. This is the sister channel to the Bear Pantry Show. This is where you're going to find honest reviews, exciting unboxings, do-it-yourself projects, and engaging commentary.
We all love to eat out, but unfortunately for some of us, it's not the healthiest option. How would you like to make better than restaurant quality meals at home? With my second cookbook, The Pantry Laid Bare, you can make Chinese food without all that added MSG. Breads and bagels are a cinch because no appliances are needed. Pizza. It's not delivery, it's the stovetop. These 111 recipes will bring out the inner chef in you. Get a copy today only at www.bearpantryshow.com. Shop safely and securely at www.bearpantryshow.com. Hey guys, welcome to the show. It is Friday, November the 15th. It's a full moon today if you're into astrology. Not really into astrology, but I do appreciate all the moon stuff, the waxing and the waning and the high tide, low tide, how much control the moon has over so many things, right? So I appreciate that. Last time when we had a big, I think it was a super moon or something a couple months ago, I did put out a little thing of water to capture some moon water. I remember Africana was like, yeah, they said this is how you do it. I still have the moon water. I don't know what the hell to do with it, but I might put out some again today. So let me check to make sure my volume's there. Yes. Hello, Christine. Hello, Diane. Thanks for coming in, guys. I was just going to go reheat some food that Joe made yesterday. Joe did some beef where he had the beef had like that big round bone in the middle with the marrow. You could see the marrow. Ugh, my dad would eat that. I can't. But they had a lot of meat around, so it was kind of like ghetto oxtail. Ghetto oxtail, right? And we did that with some little potatoes yesterday and a garden salad. So there was leftovers, and Joe goes, we have some white rice. You could do it with that. And plus Jada bought a pizza for us from Costco, but I don't know that I'm going to do that because I'm doing so good with my eating plan. I only weighed the first week after Halloween, right? I didn't weigh again. I'm not going to weigh again until the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving, we went and got turkey today. Costco don't have no big turkey this time. They have the Butterball brand, but the biggest one was 19 point something pounds. And honestly, that was the only one that was left there that was 19 point something pounds. The rest of them were all 18 and lower. So we ended up getting a 19 pounder and a 10 pounder. The 10 pounder is probably going to be like a big chicken. All right. Hi, Deb. Nice to see you in here. So, every day we're coming on discussing what we think could be happening out there in the political world and why we think it's happening. And also just to pretty much, they say iron sharpens iron, to sharpen ourselves, to build up our faith, to see if God will come through on what we're asking him for. And I still believe that he will. Remember, today is barely the 15th and all this stuff went down on the 5th. So that's 10 days ago. And like I said a few videos ago, that Daniel was in the lion's den for 21 days before his help arrived. And it's not that the help wasn't dispatched on the day that he cried out. It's just that the angel was traveling and had to encounter the prince of Persia, which is, a faction or a section of the devil's army. And the archangel Michael had to come to his aid and stayed there fighting the prince of Persia while that angel continued on to rescue Daniel. So it wasn't overnight like the way the story was, when you first read it in the Bible, it made it seem like it was overnight because the king was fasting and praying and worried about Daniel after he done threw him in there. But it was 21 days. It picks up the text later, 4 chapters later in the book. So we're not trying to throw the Bible at nobody. If you don't believe in the Bible, you still cool with us. If you're an atheist, you extra cool with us. I'm saying that because I'm tired of my Christian brethren. They get on my last nerve. They're so weak in their faith, and it's just struggle, 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 struggle. God is not going to let me struggle. I speak it over myself. Okay. Hi, Africano. So, Deb, we'll pray for you, but honestly, right now we are praying with each other along in this group. So don't give up praying for your own self. Okay. This is not what this is about. This is right now to get us through the curveball that was thrown at us. We believe over here on this page, we wholeheartedly believe that the election was stolen. It breaks my heart that that was allowed to happen. because that's what I love about America. I love the freedoms that we have here. I love that you can be anything that you want to be when you live in this beautiful country. You know, in my country of Belize, had I stayed there and grew up there and never moved to America when I was 15 with my parents, I probably would have been nothing. Honestly, as smart as I am, because I'm not a dummy, I was smart in school, as smart as I am, the best job that I probably would have had would be to work in a bank as a bank teller. And not to look down on bank tellers, because I don't know what the job entails to know if it's even easy to do. Just the standing alone would be hard for me, even when I was younger. I don't like standing for long lengths of time, right? But that's all I would have been able to do. People say, well, you got an education in broadcasting, so maybe you could have worked at one of the TV stations. They didn't even have TV for us to look at, let alone TV stations when I left Belize. And so I probably would not have been working in that field of work. I don't know that I would have even done YouTube. Would I have been able to afford even a camera to do YouTube if I lived in Belize, right? So props to the people who are doing YouTube all the way from Belize or from some other part of the world. Props to you, right? And honestly, maybe I would have married a lousy husband, because I haven't minced words when I tell you there's not a lot of good Belizean men. They just don't exist, you know? In my entire family, in Joe's family, I was blessed to get a good one in Joe. And I don't take that lightly. You know what I mean? So as I go through this, because I've stood on faith for so many things from God. And of course, some of the things didn't come true or come through the way I wanted it to come through. But in the long run, it still worked out for my good, right? But having said that, that's only a few things that never came through. Only a few out of 100% of the things I stood with God for, right? I would say maybe 1 to 2% didn't come true. You know what I mean? So those are some good odds, don't you think? Christine, by the way, I got remember the thing that I told you about the game show? I got the thing today. You know what I mean? I'll text you what it is. I was shocked because I was like, what the hell? Why am I so rich today? Yeah, so I wanted to talk really quickly. I always try to ask God to give me a Bible story that I can share with you guys. And if He can give me extra insights into the story, it would be amazing. And I never take credit for any insights that I have. If the insights came to me through God, I'll let you know it just came to me. But if somebody shared this with me years ago, I'll tell you who. Grandma Dorothy, she's passed away last, I think, 2023. She used to have a little church next door to our shop. See, I know these people. She's on YouTube. I got her started in YouTube, but I know these people. And she used to teach Bible story at a level that anybody could understand and get excited about it. She would shake and shimmy, and she knew things that the grandkids didn't think she should know. Like when Brokeback Mountain came out, she goes, God, I don't care if you Brokeback Mountain last night. Come on in. Welcome into the church. Right? I'm like, what the hell do you know about this, right? Anyways, she taught us the story of blind Bartimaeus in the Bible. And I want to read a summary of that story really quickly because it's just a minute long. Okay. So you guys can hold on to something. Oh, why is my phone? Oh, because I didn't have it plugged in when I was listening to a YouTuber this morning. So this is in Matthew chapter 20, verses 29 to 34. And it's also in Luke 18, 35 to 43. Okay. It says, Jesus and his disciples went to Jericho. And as they were leaving, they were followed by a large crowd. A blind beggar by the name of Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus, was sitting beside the road. When he heard that it was Jesus from Nazareth, he shouted, Jesus, son of David, have pity on me. Many people told the man to stop. They like to tell him, shut up, shut up. That's what my friend tried to tell me, right? Like, I'm not pissed at my friend, but I'm not going to let him speak negativity and doubt into my ear gates. This thing is still open. This miracle that we are waiting for from God is still on its way. The angel of the Lord has been dispatched since the 5th. He's traveling. He's fighting the prince of Persia, Pooty, Musty. Bibi, Orban, Thiel. He fighting all these people. But the Archangel Michael is on its way. He's on his way to help him fight. And he will arrive. Our angel will arrive on time. I truly believe that. Okay. It says, Jesus stopped and said, call him over. Because he said again, Jesus, son of David, have pity on me. They called out to the blind man and said, don't be afraid. Come out. He's calling for you. The man threw off his coat. Now let me explain that to you. Back in the olden days, when people were blind or lame or anything wrong with them, they used to wear a coat. I imagine it's red, like Red Riding Hood. I don't know the color, but they would wear a cloak. It's a cloak. What happened?
She got stuck in the rain, so she was in the big house.
She got stuck in the rain, or what?
Because the rain started, she was outside doing stuff, and then she ran into her big house. And
Uh-huh.
oh no, Cora!
Poor baby. So it's a cloak like this. This is a hoodie, but it's a cloak. That's why I put that picture in the thumbnail. So they had to wear this so people would know that they had something wrong with them, so that the people give them the little change, little chump change, or a plate of food or something, a morsel of food. That's how they could identify them. So why did Bartimaeus throw off his cloak when he approached Jesus? Was it out of respect? Nah. It was because he already knew. You know, we like to use that word over here. We know it's not nude. We know it's new. But I heard a content creator say that one time, and it was so funny to me. He already knew. Jesus, son of David, the healer, is calling. Remember, they didn't know that Jesus was the Christ, right? They didn't know that he was the chosen one. They didn't know he was the Christ. They just knew he was a healer. Call him over. He already knew he was going to get his healing. He already knew. So he threw it off to show that he had no doubt, to show his faith to the man of God, that I know that once you touch me, I am healed. I don't have no need for that damn cloak no more. No, they don't need to identify me as blind. So thank you, Africano. We're trying to be innovative over here, because once this thing is settled, and it will be settled, either way it will be settled. We are hoping for number A number. We're not hoping for those clowns to take over our country and wreck it. Because if you notice, he picked very, what do you call it? Not uneducated. What I want to look for, the word is people who don't know what the hell they're doing. That's the word. Unqualified. He picked very unqualified people for this entire cabinet. I feel like the reason is twofold. God is allowing this because he wants the MAGAs that are waking up right now to see what is in store for them for 4 years. And the next reason, I think, is because the powers that be, Pootie and them that's pulling the strings, they want to crush our country. They want America to look so weak and pitiful in the world, because America is the number one country in the world. Let's not get this twisted. We're not even doing that as a flex. Biggest military, more money, yada, yada, right? We have resources that we haven't even tapped into. But it's always been Pootie's job and his wish for us to be sick, the pandemic, for us to be broken inside. We're not going to be broken. Like I said, I'm not mad at my friend. He's a Democrat. He didn't vote because he's never registered to vote. Why? Because he don't want to serve jury duty. By the way, they sent jury duty for my dad. I called them and tell them, I'm not live here. And they're like, can you put it back in the mail? And said he no longer live. I don't put back shit. I don't care about it. Let him not show up. When he enter the country, then I know why. They don't have any common sense. And Joe said that from his heart. Some of them think they're so smart because he's going to give me what I want, us for and no more. Okay, Monet. Till they realize that even if it doesn't affect them personally, like white, rich men, how is the Trump presidency going to affect them negatively? Never. Till when they find out their maid have to get sent home, so they can't get their house clean, their food cooked, or their side. You know, because most of them men, they screw their maid, on the sly, right? You know, it's all fun and games. Okay, calm down. That's just a truck backing up. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. and then it's going to be hilarious. Okay, that's how it works. Let's finish the story. It's almost done. It says, Jesus asked, what do you want me to do, Jesus? Many stories you're going to find about Jesus and healing. The woman with the issue of blood. Maybe we'll talk about she tomorrow. All these people that come to Jesus for help, you know what? Jesus never assumed. What the hell, Sarita did? She need to be in on this. Jesus never assumes that he knows what they want. Why? Because Jesus and God give all of we free will. We have free will. That's why those people use the free will to cheat. They use the free will to cheat. And now we must use our free will to take it back. Not to steal it back, but to take it back because they cheated. Like I always tell you guys since day one, if they do the recounts and they find out that he really won because these idiots really voted for him, we're going to have to suck it up and get through it with these assholes. But if they do the recounts and find out that they cheated, we're going to have to help Kamala hard. We're not going to be able to sit here and bitch about things. We're going to have to roll up our sleeves and work hard to help bring back this country because already they're laying off all the auto workers. The car industry say, we not to make no money because nobody to buy no car. Well, there's a reason for that, Mr. Car Manufacturer. It's because your goddamn cars are too expensive. You see my car? 2004 Tahoe. It looks like shit on the outside. Not gonna lie. The inside is beautiful because I keep it clean. Me, this is how I stay. I keep clean where I could see. If I can't see that, I ain't keeping that clean. Right? The car runs good. Yes, it needs work. I could put like $1,000, $1,500 into that car. Like it needs, the hydro boost needs to be fixed or changed. I'm constantly putting oil in there for the power steering because of the hydro boost, right? It really needs a paint job to make it look better, but they want to charge me $3,000 to paint that truck. I probably only could sell that truck for $2,500. It is my dream to buy like a 2014 Tahoe for like $10,000. 130 something thousand miles, one owner before me. That's what I ask God for specific things. Don't just sit here and ask God to make you debt free because he'll put you homeless in front of the library with the rest of them homeless people out there. By the way, I saw that little Belize young man. He's my son's age. I saw him walking down my main street. Honestly, let me shut up. I don't know who watched what. Let me shut up, okay? Thank you, Holy Ghost. Shut up. Shut up. Anyways, I saw him walking down the street as the rain was getting started. It's been raining all day, by the way. See, it's pitch black out there. It's raining all day. Me never know me a rain. Guess why? I haven't watched the news, right? He has a birthday on Monday the 18th. He's going to be 35 like my oldest son. And the Lord put it on my heart to make something and just take it out there for him. Even if it's not Belize food, maybe a little plate of lasagna, something. Well, lasagna expensive now, so something. Make him something. Make him a little mini cake or something. You know, make it maybe like a big muffin. I don't know. Just make something for this young man and take it to him for his birthday. I may or may not find him out there by the library, but he's walking up. I've seen him walk down the street before. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I hate the fact that he's that young and displaced or homeless. He said he's not homeless. He says he crashes on a buddy's couch. I don't know. I'm just going to go by what he tells me. And I hate the fact that he has no parents. He said the parents are, passed. And that he's out there homeless. I would love for somebody to show my son care if I wasn't alive anymore and Joe was gone somewhere, maybe moved to a different state or passed away also. And my son was home. What? So coming back to Jesus, did I send the thing to Sarita? I copied it. Crap. See, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, I did. Okay. And Brenda knows the time, but Brenda get busy sometime and forget BREN. So Jesus always asks the people, what do you want me to do for you? Because he does not assume what you want. Yes, Bartimaeus was blind, and one would assume that he wanted his sight back. But what if his mom had cancer? And that was more important to him to have her be healed than himself. So I'm saying this to let you know that when you go to God with something, you have to be very specific and you have to be unwavering in your faith. Now, does that mean you're going to be all day faithful and not have no doubt seeping? No, no. But just like a bird that flies over your head, that you can't stop the bird from flying over your head, you can definitely put on a hat or move from underneath the bird or open an umbrella so that he doesn't crap in your hair. Except if you're Jada. When she was a little baby girl, every time we went to pick up the boys from school, she was about 2 or 3 years old. She had the biggest, fullest hair. It never failed. A bird would crop in her hair. Whenever she would see a bird coming, she would run screaming for the hills, almost running into traffic. Me and my friend Linda would always have to snatch her up, cover her. Hey, Hazel. So I hope that you guys are on board with me and that you're being very specific. Whenever waiting takes this long, people start to panic. And they're like, oh God, Biden's not going to do nothing. Oh my God, the Democrats are so weak. I don't even want to belong to this party anymore because they're so damn weak. They never fight back. Oh my God. That's what I'm hearing. I call that the gnashing of teeth. No. Remember, Joe Biden is still on the throne. We still have the Senate. We might not have the House. We're close with the House. I'm not talking about the election that just happened. I'm talking about now, presently. I'm not looking at what safeguards they're putting in to stop gap whatever he might do, because the safeguards didn't hold the last time. He did whatever the hell he wanted to do and got away with it. But like I always say, God is not mocked. Though my sister sent me something yesterday from TikTok or something. Oh, by the way, I'm going to look into Blue Sky because they say everybody's abandoning Twitter and going to Blue Sky. And I looked into it somewhat last night, and it says that it's a platform where you can make your own, what the hell word did they use? You can make your own, Lord, they use a technical word, but it's a thing where you can make your own little space. God, I wish I remember what that word is, for you to be able to upload your stuff and leave it there, but you're not on their platform. Some shit like that. If you guys find out more, let me know, okay? I need you guys to help me research Blue Sky. What is Blue Sky? It says it's an open source, decentralized framework, which gives you a lot more control over how your feed works than X or Threads. It says, let's see. Everybody, they abandon X. Nobody like Elon Musk, because even if you're a MAGA Trump supporter, you know fully well that Elon Musk stole this election. Okay. Man, there was a word that they used. Open doors. It's something where you can get like your own little space, your own little, I don't know why I can't remember what that word is. Not VPN, but let me see if you guys said something about it. Like the way that MySpace used to be, where you have your own little part of the world that belongs to you, and you can post your own stuff there, and you can put how people interact with you. So you're going to get rid of a lot of trolls, something like that. Okay. So I'm going to look into that. I didn't make an account yet, but I will look into it, and probably will shut down my Twitter. I don't use my Twitter anyways, but if that sends a message to Leon that people don't like him, I'll shut it down. All right. So I saw a content creator today say that we're going to start shunning people, that if 45 actually gets in, we're going to shun any shopkeepers that support him, any musicians, any actors. Well, I've been done shun a whole bunch of actors that is behind him. John Schneider, I used to love John Schneider, and I saw what he was, and I shunned him a long time ago. Friends, family, blood relation, whoever the hell it is, shunned. Get the hell out of my way. Stay out of my life. You voted against my best interest. I'm still a woman. Even though I'm menopausal, I still need care of my female apparatus. And I don't want no man on this earth to come and tell my doctor what they could do to save my life. Pretty soon they'll tell women, oh, you have breast cancer? Well, God says you're not supposed to cut off your breast. So you're just going to have to live with that. You know? Oh, you need reconstructive surgery after they cut it off? We're not going to do that either because God said women not supposed to have fake breasts. You think they can't? You think that's not where they're going? Huh? Huh, huh, huh. Not you. Not the people that come here every day, the 8 to 14, 18 people that comes in here. And if you notice, I don't name my videos anything to do with the elections or politics because that's not what I want these videos to be about. It's about having a conversation with you guys, sharing what I know, sharing the wisdom that God downloads into me, and building up your faith for no matter what comes. Like I'm saying, even when it goes the way we want it to go, where they find out the fraud, they recount the states, they find out who the true victor is, and they install the correct person, which is Kamala and Tim Walz, right? This is not a pipe dream. That's how my friend treated me. He wants to be right so badly that he would rather be right about Trump getting in than to say, you know what, Babs, you've been a good friend since 2015. And I've seen some of the shit you've gone through and how God has worked on your behalf. I've seen that you sat with my mom when you didn't even know me. He didn't even know me. But I knew his mother because she was my grand aunt's best friend. And 2 doors away from where I lived in LA, that lady came for cancer treatment back in the 1980s. And when I heard that lady was next door, I had to go say hello to manners. I know that you're my auntie, good friend. And therefore, I've come to visit with you. And she says, sit with me a while. And I used to go because she was home alone after her chemotherapy treatment because she stayed with friends. It wasn't her family. I didn't even know that little Bally came from up north to visit his mother. I didn't know him. I knew his mother through my aunt. And I sat with her many a days. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. When you see me and Joe help people that are sick, it's not just something we jump up and do for content creation. We've been did this. We've been doing this. Sit with that lady. When I finally met him, I said, who your mom? Is your mom is so-and-so? Yeah. I said, I sat with her many a days. Oh my God, that blessed my heart to know she had somebody because I couldn't come down as often as I could come down. I come down once a month and, blase, blase, blase. And I'm like, you see all this shit I did and you can't just support me for from now till December the 20th, because I feel like a decision has to be made by then, right? That's my wedding anniversary, by the way, 38 years with Joe. And I looked to Joe and I said, thank you, God. Thank you, God, that you gave me this man because he supports me in everything that I do. He never come and breathe doubt. Even if he have doubt, he keep it to himself. He don't come and speak that over me. He always watch me how my little brain work and I manifest what I want to manifest. When I wanted a third baby, Joe didn't want a third baby. I didn't trick him. I asked him at the start of that year, 1994, can we try for a third baby? And he says, no, I'm happy with 2. And, it's too risky for you because I have that deficiency. And what if you need a C-section and yada, yada, yada. And I said, okay. His brother and his bitch visited in March of that year. And the topic came up. First time I met this hooker. And she's going to ask me if I wanted another baby. And I said, yes, but Joe is not on board. There was no fight. Okay? So it's the Holy Ghost leading me to tell you guys this story because I didn't plan on telling this story. And so she said, never met this bitch a day in my life. She said, why would you want a third child? Times are so hard. And you have 2 young kids at the time. The boys were like 3 and 5. Like, can't it be enough? That's what this bitch gonna tell me, and I don't know her, right? This is Joe's brother's bitch. They never got married, so I'm gonna forever call her a bitch. And so I'm like, okay, I kind of felt kind of attacked, right? But I'm like, who are you to tell me this? They ate my good food and they left my table and went home. And then Joe's brother called me up and he said, I want you to know that so-and-so is pregnant with my child. No, she didn't say it that way. I want you to know that you're going to be an aunt again. I'm like, aunt again? I don't got no nephews. My sister didn't have no kids at the time. And I said, from who? And he goes, so-and-so is pregnant right now. And I said, she pregnant? She didn't look pregnant when she was here. When is she due? He said, June. Well, I know math. I don't know why when it comes to pregnancy math, I know how to add and subtract those 9 months really, really fast, right? And I said, what the F? She's 6 months pregnant? And she had the nerve to tell me that about my own child bearing ability. What the? I said, who the hell she thinks she is? She not even there legal. What the hell? You want to tell me what I could do? I was pissed. I was pissed. And I went to Joe and I said, you see, you open your mouth in front of these people and tell them we business, because we don't tell nobody for we business. I know they have 2 cents for adding on my thing too for see if we have another child. You know, what the actual F? And so he said, don't worry about it, babes. You know, I'm thinking about it. You know, I'm trying to come to terms with what you want. And, you know, just give me time. And I said, okay. That's like when your mother say, I'll think about it. Give me a moment, right? So that was March 1994. So I think it was November. I tried to lose weight. Man, I tried to lose weight so hard that year, but I was stressed out. The kids were little, you know, I'm doing it alone. You know, Joe's at work 24/7. Man, it was rough. It was rough. And it was November. He came to me and he said, if you want to try for that third baby, we can try. We're not going to make any extra effort, but we just won't block it. I'm trying to be very vague for you guys, right? And I said, okay, no problem. I wasn't even excited. I was just like, okay. He finally came to terms with it. It is what it is, right? By December the 10th, I had already gotten pregnant. This was like some part of November that he came to me, probably before Thanksgiving or something. December the 10th is very important to me, guys, because when I was 18 years old on December the 10th, I almost died during surgery because they didn't know I had that deficiency, and I didn't even know that I had that deficiency. But we'll talk about that another day. We have a lot of time. Even after the politics is settled, positively for us, we're going to come back and do these videos. You know, if I get too tired and can't do it every day at 1 o'clock, we're going to try maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week. We're going to be here. Okay. So I got pregnant immediately. I never get pregnant immediately. I always have to try for a while. Right. And so when I got pregnant, I took the home test and the doctor said, don't come in right away. You have to wait till you're 9 or 10 weeks along. So this 6 weeks ban is bullshit, because the doctors don't even want you to come in and confirm it until you're 9 or 10 weeks along, because most miscarriages will happen automatically between conception and 10 to 12 weeks. God does that, right? I told you guys before, God do the most abortions, right? So I called my Aunt Kathy, my uncle's wife, you know, both of them are gone now. And I told her, I said, I'm very worried about this pregnancy because everything, all the symptoms, you know, like in the way of what should happen, and the test showed that I'm pregnant, but I'm not nauseous. I said, you know, I have the hyperemesis really, really badly where I throw up the whole 9 months. I don't have to go in the hospital, thank God, like Princess Kate or one of my other cousins, but I have it really bad. Throw up for that. It never stops. And that's why Joe's like, I don't want you to go through this again, that vomiting for 9 months. Hell no. You know, Joe had his good reasons. And she said, that really worries me. I don't like people to blow smoke up my butt. So that's why I'm very honest with you guys, that we don't know what the outcome is going to be of this election, but we are holding to this one road and we're not going to let no plan B come into effect, right? So she says, I don't like that. Not the way you suffer with hyperemesis. I'm thinking that could be a blight ovum. Don't know what the F that is, because she was a whole nurse. So I'll say, okay, whatever, don't stress me, don't stress me. Went into the doctor at 10 weeks for the first visit. They did the ultrasound. They saw the baby. They said, the baby looks to be 6 weeks along. Are you sure you're 10 weeks along? Like, yeah, I'm really good with the calendar and marking these things down on the moon and the this and the that and the stars. And that's the only way I chart astrology is to do with my cycle, right? And they're like, okay, don't panic. Let's do this test on you. We're going to test your HCG hormones. We're going to get a baseline level of where you should be in this pregnancy. And then we're going to test you every day for the next week. And we're going to see if it's doubling. Because if the baby is alive, it's going to double. And so when I went to get the requisition from the nurse to go down to the blood bank to do the thing, she had some type of accent. I don't remember. She wasn't Latin though. Some type of accent, German or something. And she said in her accent, oh, so you're having a miscarriage? I'm like, what? And she said, the doctor didn't tell you that's why he's doing this test? I'm like, no. And she goes, please, don't get me in trouble. I guess I'm not supposed to say anything. Don't get me in trouble, please. Just go do the blood test, okay? But what they're testing for is to see if the number will double or if it'll go down. So you're going to have to come back every day. You're going to come back every day? I'm like, yeah. I'm panicked, right? So I went, did the blood, they got the baseline number, went back the next day, and the number plummeted. So we already knew. This was like on a Wednesday when I took the first test. So this was Thursday. And so I asked the doctor, I said, so that means the baby is dead? Because he wouldn't tell me. And he said, there's a good likelihood that it's not a viable pregnancy, but because that we see a baby in there, right? We see a fetus. We're not going to just jump in here and do a D&C, and next thing you know, we kill it. You're going to have to go home, come back every day. Went back, come back every day. The Friday now was I have to go to the lab the weekend. They're still going to get the numbers, but I won't see the doctor till Monday. And by that Friday, the number was like so infinitesimal. It's like down, down, down. And I begged the doctor, I said, please give me the D&C. I said, I'm bleeding out. It's not like I'm not even bleeding no more because the bleeding had started. I said, I'm going to die with this. Please. And he goes, no, we have to wait. You think I'm not going to be pissed off at the people who voted against my best interest when I went through this, the F? So that Sunday night at 8:00, Saturday was bad, Sunday was bad, cramping it, the whole works. Let me tell you, having a miscarriage is just like giving birth. It's painful the same way, okay? Hi, Kathy. So I got on my knees at 8:00 at night and I cried out to God in the kids' room. We used to have a condo, 2-story condo, and the kids had their own room. And I said, God, please remove this fetus from me forthwith. I use words like that with God. I use big words with him because he understands me. And I said, because Joe has to go to work tomorrow morning and I have nobody to rely on. And if I miscarry at home on Monday, what am I going to do with 2 young kids in tow? That's all I said. In Jesus' name, amen. You don't have to pray these long prayers, fancy prayers. I got up and I went to the bathroom. And they told me to make sure the toilet is clean and to flush each time before I'm going to use it because I have to retrieve whatever is in it and bring it back. Doesn't it feel like what's going on right now? And this is California 28 years ago, 29 years ago, because Jada's about to be 29. So maybe 30 years ago. This happened in 1994, 30 years ago, California. And they tell me all of this. I went in, flushed, sat down, I heard a plop. When I looked in the toilet, I saw something look see-through. Like gelatin, maybe like a see-through gelatin. Like, what the hell is that? So I reached in there because the toilet is clean. I didn't use it. And when I lifted up, jiggling in the palm of my hand was the whole fetus in the sack. And you could see it look like the seahorse, like in those books, medical books. And you saw something black in the stomach area, in the ribs area, that was the heart, and something black in the head area, which was the brain. And I had to take that in with me. This is California. 30 years ago. Can you imagine now in some red state what the women have to go through? They're going to say they did that. They did it to themselves. I wanted that baby. Took it in, and that's when they did the D&C. And they had to do it without drugs because I have that deficiency. God bless the Black woman nurse that was there that told me, squeeze my hand and as much as you need to, but just don't break my hand because it's going to hurt, baby. It's going to hurt. And it did. But I lived. And I didn't have any infection and sepsis, and I was able to go on and conceive again immediately. And that's Jada. By March, I was pregnant with Jada. I miscarried that baby February the 5th, 1995. And I was getting ready to just really, really, really complain and bitch because I'm human. And I was going to tell God, see what you did to me? Look how long I begged this man for this baby. And this man kept saying no. And I didn't trick him. I'm not the kind of woman that's going to trick a husband. Oh, well, it's here already. You're going to have to suck it up and enjoy it. No, I didn't trick him. I waited till he was ready. And I didn't do nothing to lose this baby. And you took this baby from me. And I have this bitch of a friend that's going to, not Joe's brother's bitch, but another friend that's going to ask me, did you do anything to cause the miscarriage, bitch? She was pregnant secretly doing May. Didn't even want to tell me because she was fat, so nobody knew she was pregnant, right? And that's what this bitch is going to ask me. I should have cut her out my life then. You know what we're guilty of right here in this room? We let people linger in our lives too long so they could cause damage. Her son, that bitch son tried to send me to fucking prison over my business. But God always puts somebody in the midst I always put somebody that could teach me, to tell me, this is what you do, girl, to get out of that mess that boy put you in there with your business. This is what we're going to tell all these stories along the way. And I'm going to call effing names too, because I'm tired of keeping people names secret. You know, I was already, girl, I was going to fly in the face of God. You did this. Why did you do this to me? 1995 is the worst year I've ever had. I was ready to tell him that, girl. But then I got pregnant with Jada. And my focus was on that pregnancy to make sure I didn't lose that pregnancy. I had the hyperemesis. I threw up every day for the 9 months. I was so happy to throw up. You don't even know. You don't even know. They feel like the placenta didn't implant well on that baby that I lost. And so the baby didn't get any nourishment and it died, right? So anyways, moving the story along, Jada was due January the 3rd, 1996. There was another mother at the school that had kids in class with Joshua, and she was pregnant with her like 11th picnic. It was a lot. They're from the Middle East, and that's all they do, that breed. All of them smart. Every one of those kids turned out to be doctors or some scientists. Or them picnic smart. Jesus, Lord have mercy. And the husband was really a nice guy. You would think maybe he would be a louse because you get that lady pregnant so many times. So he was really nice to me. He was always respectful and decent. I don't remember where they came from. Jada could probably tell us. It's somewhere in the Middle East. And that baby was due as a boy, and that baby was due December 27th. And Jada was due January 3rd. Tell me why we switched dates. Her baby came January 3rd. Mohammed, his name is Mohammed. And Jada came December 27th. And I know why God switched it. Because he wanted to slap me in my mouth and say, no, talk about 1995 being your worst year. Say something. You say something, see if I don't whop you. So I lost the baby February the 5th, 1995, and I gained a beautiful daughter December the 27th, 1995. I have no reason to complain about 1995. You know? So I'm telling you these testimonies because everything that I get in life, it comes to me the hard way. Even this house, we'll tell the testimony of this house another time. I've told it before, but probably didn't leave the video up. How we got this house, how we got our papers. We didn't do nothing on the hand like Leon. We had to fight, pay money, go through lawsuits. Oh, Jesus. We're not going to touch that topic right now. Wait for Kamala to get in. After Kamala get in, I'm going to tell you guys the story. We've been through a lot. Our little family unit right here, that's why you see us band together so tight. Jory moved away 5 miles away, and Jory is here almost every day to check in on us. He loves his dad. He loves his mom. Esther is not jealous off of that. Thank you, God. We don't bother those people in their marriage. Jory has a whole pool, and the summer out here is hot. We don't go over there. They invite us. But why would I go inconvenience people? That girl have to work like 3 the afternoon till 11 at night. She has to sleep during the day. We're going to be over there splashing in the pool making noise. She might have to feel an obligation to get up and open a bag of chips or something for her. No. Every time I go to Jory house, to me, the house is never messy. But every time I go there, it's like, Mommy, excuse the mess. I'm like, Jory, if I ever see a mess, I will tell you about it to tell off your ass, not Esther. Esther is working a bajillion hours. You come home early. You should clean the damn mess, not her. That's how me and Joe work in here now. From the day we got married, Joe was not ashamed or afraid to do housework. Especially if he sees I'm overwhelmed with the children and I try so hard. He know them picking me bad. He know they tear up this damn house. Every time I clean up the toys, they throw it back out again. That's how they learn, right? So when daddy coming home, we clean up. Let's go clean. And I always made sure that Joe walked into a clean living room, because nothing worse than coming home tired from work and you walk into a very disorganized living room. It's going to upset you. Even if you don't know it upsets you, it does. That's why when we leave and we go to LA all day to the beach and stuff, when I come back, Joshua have that kitchen spick and span. Because he knows if I come back and find it messy, I'm going to be mad because I left it clean. I always remember when we had the shop and we would put in some long hours with those big orders. We used to do an order where it's 200,000 bottles that could not be done automatically. It was semi-automatically done, where Joe would have to pedal. And he would ride that pedal to the point that it almost got automatic. And me and Joshua would sit at the back and check the Libat like this, the size of 2 Benadryl capsules stacked on top of each other, and have to read every text on it. Sometimes I got to get a magnifying glass to see if there's mistakes in there, if there's the things from a hole and there's paint leaking. And Joshua used to love that job because he would watch TV on his phone and he would check, and I would give him a good paycheck out of it. And that job paid $12,000. And we would put in 15, 16 hours a day to get that shit done right away because we needed that $12,000 because a lot of the time it would come every 3 months. And a lot of the time I would borrow from my mom to make ends meet until the 12,000 would come. I would pay my mom back and then I would give her 1,200 for the tithe. And that's how she blessed the people of Belize. You know what I mean? That's how she could go have parties for the kids and carry Christmas gift and stuff like. Nobody knew I did that. They didn't need to know. Even my sister didn't know that I did that. Sometimes she's like, really? I'm like, I did that. When we did the job for the same company for $5,000 for 100,000 4-ounce bottles that could be done automatically, my mom would get the tithe for that too. And that's what? $17,000 would come through every 3 months. Times 4, that's what we would make plus whatever we'd make on top of that. So the business was thriving till it wasn't. And then we closed it down. We don't have no regrets. But when we were over there working them 1,100 hours, that same lady, Kathy, the family don't like her because she was a bitch to the family. But for some reason, she got along well with me and she loved me and I knew she loved me, And she would call them picnic. Look, you better make sure that entire house clean. Them bathrooms got to be clean. If your mom didn't make her bed because she had to rush out to get out, you go make her damn bed. The dishes, make sure you eat, make sure you got food for her. You guys are big enough to do it. Well, she would get on their tail. I want to show you guys something because I don't think they watch back here. This is my little cousin. Remember this little girl that's in the opening? I could show you this because she's in the opening of my videos, right? Navy. And she goes, you're watching the Bear Pantry Show, right? Oh my God, look at Navy. You guys want to see how Navy look now? I cried. Oh my God. What a beautiful little princess. She loved us. She loved us. I don't even think she remembers us. She's 8 now. I miss her so dearly, but her father's a louse. And he stopped talking to us because we called him out on some shit he did. That's what we do. We call people out on the shit they do. And if you want to stop talking to us, oh, well, that's your loss. See, I made this necklace. Sarita, I made this necklace. Look it. I made this necklace. Long time ago, though. So let me show you guys what I'm wearing today. Today I feel like I'm slimmer. I didn't get on the scale. Lord, this thing is so short. It's supposed to be like a long blouse or a short dress. Remember me and Joe saw this? So I put on my tights. Can you guys see it? I'm out the way. I put on my little tights and my boots. And this is what I went to Costco in today to get the turkey. Dean, bless his heart, said that some grocery store gave the workers of the company he works for. Dean works for one of the major casinos as HR. And they gave the workers a gift card for Thanksgiving. He doesn't remember what it is. He said, I read it somewhere in the email. He thinks it's at least $30. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Lord. I praise your holy name. He said he's giving that to us. So reach forward with me and pray that it's at least $50. $50. So we could go buy all the stuff to make the sweets, right? I didn't shopping at Costco. Africano, I did not shop at Costco. I picked up a turkey. I picked up 2 turkeys, one that's 19 pounds and one that's 10 pounds, and I hauled my ass home because I have to save my little money that I have to go back and buy probably eggs and butter and stuff that I would need to make. I need the butter to make the stuffing. We make stuffing with a lot of butter. So all the stories that I told you guys today is meant to encourage you. If you are with me and you are still hoping and praying that Biden's going to drop the hammer on these people, do not give up hope. The time is not lost. And you know what? The Bible say, what does it say? Wait on the Lord, right? That scripture that talk about wait on the Lord. And he's going to come with a blessing or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, right? Wait on the Lord, I say. Let's see what that scripture is. Hold on. Let's see what the scripture is. Wait on the Lord. Let's quote it correctly. Let's quote it correctly. Sarita, how your day going, babes? When I've done this, I'm going to eat. But they who, it's in Isaiah, but they who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. This is not the time to faint. If you went to the doctor and the doctor said you have cancer, let's say what are the worst cancer you could have? Then they like saying incurable butt cancer. That's kind of like the worst one, besides pancreatic and brain and stuff, because of the fact that it stops your bowel moving and that will let you explode, right? You come back and you tell me that and you ask me for pray for you. You better be praying for your bloody self too. And not just, and you better not be speaking doubt while I'm speaking faith and speaking healing, because I'll give up on your ass. Don't be speaking no doubt. If doubt seep into your brain, remember the bird flying above your head. Move underneath the bird so you're not cropping your hair. Whenever I doubt seep into me, like when the sun sets. I love the sun, and if it could be daylight all day, I think I'd be happy. I don't like nighttime. Right? But I'm just saying that if a doubt seep in, I'm like, Holy Ghost, Heavenly Father, take this doubt from me. Not my will, but your will be done. I know you got this. So that word wait, people think it means sit down here. Oh, I just wait upon God. I see where you bring me then. No, it means to serve. You go to a restaurant and the waiter come across, or the wait staff comes over. They're waiting on you. They're serving you. Wait means to serve him. Praise his holy name. Thank him for the blessings that he's given to you. You know how many people I pray for this year that had potential cancer diagnosis and got a diagnosis, and they're still here? The ones that got the potential, it came back clear, thank you God. And the ones that had it, they're still here fighting the good fight. The hell? Hi, Ruth. Hello, Ruth from Scotland. How are you doing? Welcome to this little group right here. If you are a Trump supporter, this is not a safe space for you. You're going to get blocked. We're not going to fight with you, but you're going to get blocked. This is not no First Amendment rights thing over here, like my friend tried to shove down my throat, even called me a MAGA because I said the news media was a part of the problem. Me and Sarita noticed yesterday that Midas Touch, remember I said we're going to give them some grace because we think that Mark Elias, that's the election integrity lawyer who works for Midas Touch, probably told them, shut your damn mouth, don't talk about no fraud, because we got something we working on. So I'm going to give them some grace. I'm going to give them and Roland Martin and Luke Beasley and Adam Mockler and Brian Tyler Cohen and Keith Oberman. I'm going to give all of them some grace because they probably know something we don't know and they can't spill the beans. But once this thing is revealed, if they still act like, oh shit, we didn't know, I'm going to look at some of them sideways, because how is it only the light workers community that know this? And like one of the light workers said yesterday, don't think the other side don't have their readers. We have our readers over here and they have their readers over there that they employ and use. And they're seeing what we're saying, that we know that the fix was in and that they stole this election. And it's to weaken America, not even to take over America, but to weaken us, to make us not be a superpower anymore. You think President Biden, who loves this country more than he loves his own life, when he's at the end of his life, the man gonna be 82 on the 20th, right? Or 83. How many years he have left, even if he lived to be 100? You don't think a little bit of pride will step in and he'll say, oh shit, they don't stole my second term. They don't stole it from the person I picked to take over from me. They're not gonna steal this shit. I went on into the history books as the man that saved democracy. Girl, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. This space that we've created here, Ruth, is for us to talk what we think behind here, what we think can be going on, and to pray and keep the faith that this election will get turned around. Because the thing that my sister sent me, the guy said, the people who are rejoicing, saying, we won, oh my God, we won. What did you win? You won the world? What does the Bible say? What does it profit a man to win the whole world but lose his soul? That's what I have to say to those people. You know, why do I know the Bible so well? Because I've actually read it since 2006 from cover to cover every year. It takes me a year to do it. 66 books, 1,189 chapters. I could read it faster but I take my sweet time. And every time I read it, I get a new revelation. And then I ask people who know, what does this mean? Why do I feel this way? Why do I think Lot was an asshole? Why would he want to give his virgin daughters to these men out there to rape because they want to protect these angels who will protect themselves? And one prophet has told me because he's a dummy. Sometimes the answer is because he's a dummy, right? It's like, child, I'll be asking the right questions when I read the Bible. I don't just take things for granted. The hell? Mm-mm. So every day I get up and I have to get pretty for you guys. I just can't get up and be a bum. I have to get up and look good. So if you get up and look good, you're going to get better quicker. If you're dealing with a sickness, when I took out my gallbladder, I didn't lay in a bed. I got up. I rested when I needed to rest. I got up and walked and I put on clothes and I put on makeup and I did my hair. You guys could go back. You guys probably found me. Some of the people found me through that video about what happened the week after I took out my gallbladder. I did 2 weeks, not just the first week. The next video didn't do well. By the way, did you see how good my kombucha video is doing at the cooking page? 2,300 views. That's the kind of views I'm supposed to have at my page. And a lot of people accuse me over at that page of buying subscribers because the percentage of people who view my stuff doesn't line up with the amount of subscribers I have. It's supposed to be at least 1% watching out of the 100. I'm almost to 109,000. I think I need like 180 more to get to 109,000. So 1% of that is how much? At least 1,000, right? Did I do it wrong? I think 1% is at least 1,000. I should get at least 1,000 views on every video that I put out. The amount of people that come into my live events when I go live over there should at least, 109,000 should at least be 500 that would come into my live. But I don't do controversial lives. We have fun. We're cooking, joke, talk, laugh. We're not rage baiting. We're not race baiting. We're not fighting with people on there. So I'm never going to get those kind of views. What did they do, B? Let's see. Sarah. Well, I have to say I'm shocked at my Canadian friend for whom I mod. Do you want to share with us what they did? Sarah, I'm cleaning up my room and bathroom today, but I'm listening with you in my ear. I'm glad I'm good company. Speaking of Sarah, I think maybe Sarita wrote that because she's probably dictating into the phone, so she probably means to say Barbara, but that was not by mistake. Flesh and blood did not tell that to you, Simon Bar-Jonah. That's because hurricane or tropical storm Sarah, S-A-R-A, not with the H on the N, is heading towards Belize over this weekend. More views of support. Thank you, Africano. Thank you, my love. I'm going to call Uncle Roger when I'm done eating. I've been eating 2 meals a day right now. I've been eating 2 meals a day because I eat my breakfast and then I run around and I come and I do this. And when I'm done, I go eat and I eat at 2 o'clock. And then I say, I'm going to eat again at 4 and I can't. It's too much. So, pray for Belize. She did a post for, in Canada. Girl, they tell you not all Canadians are smart, just like how not all Americans or Belizeans are smart. A lot of Belizean people I know voted for him, or at least convinced people to vote for him. They don't have to be in my life, though. We don't have to be enemies, Just stay away from me. Think about it. If you have somebody that's living with you and they're constantly working against your best interest in your own home, right? Let's say it's simple things like you have on the heater, but they have a window open. That's working against your best interest because now that bloody bill way high and they're letting all the good heat escape. So we're not even getting into deep stuff. We're talking petty crap, right? You got every time you say a night, then said a day. It's annoying. The friend that I told you guys about yesterday, if no matter what, he has to be right. He's a smart person, but don't sleep on me because I'm a smart person too. You don't graduate summa cum laude. You don't get all A's throughout your entire life and college. All A's. I didn't just pass and get a C. I got A's in every single solitary class I did except for one. Who could guess which one it is? And I got a B in that class. Who could guess what class it is? Mm-hmm. She is an Aura watcher. Bloody people crazy. Mm-hmm. The class was PE in college. Why the hell did I have to take PE in college? And it was a dance class, and your girl can't dance. My sister is the dancer in the family, but I tried. It was mostly a lot of like jazz dancing. It's jazz dancing where you have to step 1, 2, 3 that way, come back that way, kind of like line dancing in a sense. And I put on, my mom sold me some beautiful costumes, some beautiful unitards and stuff like that. And I dressed out every day, even at that time of the month. The pretty girls were like, hey, sit down, man, I can't do it. Now sit this one out. No, I did it. I did it. They had us make up our own dance. You know how hard that is when you can't dance and you have to make up an entire dance? You know what pulled me through to not get like a damn C or a D on that class, in that class, is because we had to write an essay about all the different dances that they told us. Ballet, jazz, tap, this one, that one, that one, that one. And we had to research it. And I'm a good researcher and I could write papers. I'm a good writer. I've always had the gift of writing. I don't know why. And that got an A. And so that's why this effing lady, the teacher, won't give me a B. My radio and television teachers went over to her, the professors, and they're like, why the F did you give her a B for some effing stupid class like PE? Did she not do the work? Well, yes, she was like one of my best students in putting an effort in. She really came ready to do the job every day. And, she worked hard and goes, so a B? We were trying to get this girl in this collegiate magazine, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. You better change that effing grade. And she's like, I already turned it in. I would have changed it if you came to me before because, with the effort she put in and the brilliant essay that she wrote, F that woman. I hope she lost her entire career. She gave me a B. Every other class I got an A or A plus. Not because I was born smart, but because I put in the effort. And I do have good discernment. I do have good critical thinking. And I give a lot of that credit to my dad. As much as my dad is a horrible person, I give him credit for that. I'm a critical thinker. And this man, he's constantly denigrating in the conversations. Like if I come up with something, like one time I was joking and I said, oh, my darling, I was out today with the hoi polloi. And he's all like, what the F? You know that word? Like, bitch, if you say that word, I wouldn't be shocked that you know it. Why are you shocked that I know it? Right? So he's the one that when I told him that the word was not forte, the word is fort, he didn't want to believe me. And I showed him empirical data that it was fort. And he would not talk to me for 2 months after that. He's petty as F. So I don't feel no kind of way about not talking to him. Stay the F away from me. If you're going to sow seeds of doubt into my ear about what I'm holding on to God for, you need to go because obviously you don't know about me. You don't know how many things I've called out and cried out to God for and how he's delivered me from them all. My friend Sarita, she says she'll whop my mouth if I ever say 2024 is the worst, brokest year that I've gone through financially. She says, don't say that no more. You are rich in God's eyes with everything. She goes, look what you know about politics. Look what you know about religion and God and the Bible. My God, you have so many things invested in you. No, don't say it no more. I said, okay, I have to behave myself. I swear, this lady and give me an effing B. I still have the report cards. I have all my report cards from college. It's in the garage there in a bookcase thing. I still have it. I took a television class that was so hard, guys. I didn't want to take television. I wanted to stay with radio broadcasting. But God knew. He already knew from 1987 or 86 that I would need to employ those skills in 2011 to do a YouTube channel. I didn't have to go look at no video on how to set up my lighting and set up my camera and all this and how to get shadows off the wall and this and that. And yeah, I didn't have to do none of that. I just had to learn how to edit digitally because I knew how to edit manually. That TV class was so hard, guys. They gave us the textbook. Well, they sell you the textbook. And you had to study 5 chapters each week for the first 5 weeks. So 25 chapters at the end of 5 weeks. And after each 5 chapters of the end of each week, you would take a test. And if you fail any other test day, you're pretty much out the class. You get kicked out the class. And the teacher said, because he's not going to put you on his expensive equipment for you to wreck it because you don't know what the textbook said about the equipment. I told you guys before, when it comes to lavalier mics, the ones you pin here, don't blow into it because you're going to mess up the ribbon and the coil that's inside. And you could destroy a $10,000 mic with one. They have some mics that are built, some ribbon mics that are built like that are handheld. You don't know what's on the inside. So you're not supposed to blow into a mic ever. You guys are going to remember I told you this whenever you have to hold a mic for somebody one of these days. Do not blow into that mic. Tap it. Talk into it. But do not blow into it. Those are the things you needed to learn, right? I took the test. Let me tell you, I studied till my brain was fried. I feel like something popped in my brain. Every Friday, Joe would come home and find me asleep. And he would look on the dresser. We had a big oval mirror on the dresser. And he would see me tape up the test up there, and I would get 100% A. It wasn't easy, guys. I did it every week for 5 weeks. At the end of that class, you're supposed to gain 1,000 points because those tests were 500, and then the actual application of what we had to do with the equipment and stuff, we had to make a 1-minute commercial at the end of the semester or whatever, and the total you could get was 1,000 points, and I got 1,000 points. And I'm not saying that as no flex because it wasn't easy for me to do. The last time, the day that I took the test was on a Friday, and they had me scheduled last, and they're supposed to give you 20 minutes to set up, to do the commercial and break down the set. And at the end of the day, they ran over and only 15 minutes was left. And the teacher says, well, I can't, give you the test today because everybody got 20 minutes. You're only going to get 15 minutes. And if you fail it, there's no do-over. So I'm going to have to give you the test on Monday. But because I was ready, mentally, physically, spiritually ready, I said, no, I'll take the 15 minutes, sir. And he goes, you sure, Barbara? I want so bad for you to pass. You're like my best student. I don't want to shortchange you. And I go, give me the damn test. And I did that commercial, set that shit up. I already knew the people I could trust in that class and the ones I couldn't trust. So I knew who to put on what equipment. There was one German guy in there that hated me because I guess his mommy told him he have to beat me, right? I did that issue in 15 minutes. Went home and I slept all weekend. When we got back to school Monday, the rest of the people take their test. And by that end of that week, he said, bring family members in to come and sit so you could get your grades. I had to take Joe's sister Myrna because Joe couldn't go because Joe couldn't get time off from work. When you don't have your papers and you're working in this country, you don't ask for shit like time off, right? Myrna came, she didn't understand nothing. Joe would have been the best person to be there with me because he understood what I went through. He saw me study. He saw how hard it was. He quizzed me. He was there with me. He couldn't take the time off. The man called up everybody. There was 3 or 4 people that got 900 and something points, right? The top is 1,000. When he called up the German guy, he got 996. I'm like, oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. This is over for me. I didn't get the top grade. I know I got 990 something, but I didn't beat him at 996. This is like what we're going through right now with the election. It's like we look like we've lost, right? But no, they stole. They cheated. And the government has to get to the bottom of this cheating. Yes, it's going to be chaos. You guys be prepared for chaos. Once Biden dropped the hammer, it's going to be chaos. Once it's resolved and Kamala takes her rightful place, it's going to be chaos. All these companies have already laid off all these people. Kamala's going to have to come back from the greatest jobs lost that should have been for the asshole, right? I had a gold color mic, and lately I've been wondering where it is. I think it was stolen. Ooh, okay, B. The man was going to call me up to the desk, the teacher, because he called everybody up. But he talks so damn loud, you could hear what he said, right? I did right in the front. Every time I'm in a class, I sit in the front. Only in Belize Did this bitch of a teacher named Miss Zuniga. Hate that bitch. I hope she's watching because a lot of my Belizean teachers watch me, but they watch at the cooking page. My math teacher watch, my yoga teacher watch, they all watch. And this bitch will tell my ma and tell the principal that she knows that I'm one of the troublemakers in the class, but I'm sly. She says, I know how to sit in the front and look innocent. And every time she look up, I'm not doing nothing. But the class is a tornado back there with them girls giving trouble, throwing paper at each other and giggling and laughing at her and her stupidity. She was the English comprehension teacher. And she said she want to put me the back at the class. My mama says she don't want no back. She have trouble with her vision. She's nearsighted. She sit in the front for a reason. She don't want no back. You better go sit down somewhere, Miss Zuniga. Never forget the teacher name. But in America, they didn't care if you want to sit in the front, they're happy to have you. And only in black churches, black evangelical churches, you're not allowed to sit on the front row. You commoners, you bitches better go in the back. This is for the pastor and his wife and the assistant pastor and his wife and their cronies. And the second row is for the adjutants that get in the towel for dry their sweat. And you start from the third row. The hell? In other churches, you could go sit in the front. And I'm the one that sit in the front for everything, child. I like being in the front. I don't want to miss nothing because, like Mommy say, I'm nearsighted. So anyways, the man called me up there. And then the man said, wait a minute, McNabb, because I wasn't going under my married name. Even though I was married, I still kept my maiden name in school because I wanted my damn diploma to be in my maiden name, because what if the marriage never work out? Girl, bye. I'm proud of that diploma. The man say, sit down, McNabb. You're the only one that got 1,000 points. And he said it as a flex to them people that was watching, those mere minions over there. Like, bitch, bye. German boy, I want to hang yourself. I got that paper there too. I'm going to have to find these papers and show it because I'm such a little show-off person. You guys, I feel like I can show off about these things because it didn't come by magic or by osmosis. It came by studying, putting in the effort, believing in myself, believing in the God that I serve, believing that if I just give it a good effort, it's going to work out in the long run for my good. For my good. I cannot see 4 years of that circus that they've picked over there. Father, Abba Father, what? 4 years of that monkey show there? Because they're allowed to use for their free will to steal? They're going to take away this woman's destiny because they cheated. I don't like cheating in nothing that happens in the world. You know why I hate Lance Armstrong? I used to be, we're into cycling. My dad was a cyclist, right? Lance Armstrong, you know why you got testicular cancer? Because you F up people's lives. That man threatened people's lives and people's livelihood when they were going to bring the secret about his cheating. He doesn't matter to me in the scope of things at all. He's not the greatest rider ever. Because he cheated. I don't like cheats. I'm that person. When I saw Joe's friend in the parking lot with a bitch at the gym years ago, I didn't go to his wife and tell her. I went to him. I said, why he didn't dodge me? I saw your friend just on the duck behind one car. What the hell is going on? Oh, he got one gal in at the gym, but not go say nothing. I said, well, I'll tell him. And when I see him again, I said, bitch, I'm going to tell your wife if you don't knock it off and cut that shit out with that bitch in the gym. I will tell for she husband too. I'm the one that's going to tell. Miss Bennett, woman never met. Let's see what Brenda said first. We definitely related. We worked for our grades. And see, we worked hard for our grades. Shit, we could flex on that. Woman never met words she didn't mispronounce. Oh, shit. Was her name Exine? Was her name Miss Exine Bennett? There was only 2 teachers that loved me. I guess the yoga teacher may like me too because he all over my Facebook feed. Every time I put something out there, he posts in the cheer. He said, okay, I never know you may like me. That was the PE teacher, but we took yoga for PE. I should go back into my yoga though. I'm going to start doing chair yoga. Yeah. So anywho, there was one named Mr. What's his name again? They used to tease him a funny thing with his name. Let me think about his name, guys. His name might be in my phone. Let's see. You guys hang on. I'll come back to his name. But the other one that loved me was Miss Saniford, and she had us call her Mackenzie as a nickname, Mackenzie. And she was so sweet, one coolie lady. She taught me shorthand. I know Greg shorthand really, really well. That's why I was doing shorthand as shorts at this page. And I excelled at it. I didn't have confidence in what I could do with it though, but she had all the confidence in me. Mr. Demoya. Let me see. See? His name right there. I got the teacher name in the phone. Come on, thing. Come on, thing. You guys see it right there? Mr. Demoya. I found the teacher years ago. I didn't realize the man was only like 5 years older than I am. But he taught geography and history. And he loved me. And I really adored him. But my classmates made it dirty. It wasn't like that. You know, that man was a grown man as far as I think it was like 23, 24 when I was 12, you know. So he was younger because I was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He was probably 21. I think he's a little bit younger than Joe. He had a wife already and all that stuff. And he used to call me Babs because every time he would ask a question, I would know the answer and I'd be so excited. My eyes would bust out of my head like, I know the answer, I know the answer, I know the answer. Even if I didn't know the answer, I would just stare at you. I'm good at staring you down and I don't know shit. Because I'm not going to duck. Because if you duck, they're going to pick on you when you don't know shit. So I'll stare you down. But he could tell when I knew it because I was like shaking. Babs, you want to give the answer? That would be the only teacher who called me Babs. I found him years later when we were still working at the shop and I called him and I think he vaguely remembered me. I don't know if he was having a little bit of dementia, but he talked good. Found his son first and then his son gave me his number. And he's like, yeah, I remember you from St. Catharines. Oh my goodness, Papa. It was a nice conversation, but I didn't feel like I could follow up with like a friendship. But the one Miss Saniford, she went to a friend when I lived in LA on 6th Avenue. And she stopped at this lady next door that I knew or down the street. And she was talking. And then the lady said, I know this young lady down the street that used to go to Catherine's. Maybe you used to teach her, maybe. And she gave her my name. And the teacher was just like gushing. It was my best student, so quiet, so mannerly, so smart. She was my best student with shorthand. She could even beat me at short. I didn't know that. She told the lady, I could do 90 words a minute for 3 minutes. She's like, yeah. So I had some good memories of them. Yeah, these are teachers from Belize from when I was 12 years old. And, I looked them up. The math teacher is called Nora Bradley. She came into my life one time when I'm going to cuss out somebody, no hell. And I said, sorry, Miss Nora, but this is how it goes sometimes over here at the Bear Patrol. She said, no, carry on. I'm having fun. Yeah, I still remember those teachers. And I still remember some from high school here too, but I don't remember a lot of them from the high school here because I only did 1 year. I only did 12th grade, so I didn't have time to bond with some of those teachers, except for one that did music. And I don't know if she's not long gone by now. She was in her 50s when I was in my 20s, and I'm in my 50s now. So she probably in her 80s or 90s if she's still alive. You know what I mean? We study people mannerism so much so that we know what they think. For real, for real, for real. We're good body language experts. Belizeans naturally are. And we talk with our mouth, like moving. I'm sure Africans do this too. Like when mommy sitting here and she wants me to pay attention to somebody in a crowded room, she'll do this. And I take note. And then when we get home, make a tell about she. Ooh, la, da, 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 da. Or we'll say, if the person's behind us, we'll just tap here. Like, look at this person behind me. Look at this person behind me over here. We'll tap on them. You guys, I've been here long. Have you guys enjoyed the stories? Please tell me that I lifted you up today. It is my greatest desire to share my world with you guys. Jory has told me forever to do this. Just share all your testimony, Mom. You don't have to get preachy, but you could share the Bible, whatever you know, and let them know you don't know everything, and share it. And I've been so motivated since this big steal happened on the 5th. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms of God. I have an image. I'll leave you guys with this image. This is what got me through mommy's cancers every time they came back. Do you guys know what a cove, COVE, a cove is like in the ocean? Like I imagine like a shelf of some type of landmass or mountain or something, some kind of shelf like that, right? In my imagination, this is not a dream like when you go to sleep and dream. This is my imagination dream. In my imagination dream, I'm floating on one of those devices that you put in the pool, one of those air beds that you put in the pool, right? And sometimes Joe is on it with me, covered up. If the weather is cold in real life, remember I told you guys I used to be cold a lot when mommy was sick and I was worried. I used to never feel warm. I could never warm myself up, even in the summer, right? So if I felt cold, I on that airbed, I had enough blankets to keep me warm. Sometimes I was on it alone. Sometimes Joe was on it with me, if just in my imagination. And I think when Joe was on it with me was when maybe he's sleeping extra close to me and I could feel his body right next to mine or his knee in my back or something. Then he'd be in on the thing with me in my imagination. I wish that I could draw this. I wish I could draw like Cash Peters and draw this. I put the link to the last Cash Peters video on the last video, by the way. Okay, I put the link there. I'll put the link to Sterling's video on this video, and I might go put Cash's one again. I'll come back to Sterling in a second. So anyways, I imagine I'm laying on that thing. If the day is hot and I feel hot, then I'm cool on the thing. But Jesus is always sitting on the edge of the thing with his feet in the water, with his legs in the water. And we're just always like having a conversation with him, me and him, or sometimes me, him, and Joe. And we're just talking like, what's going to happen next? Is it going to be okay? And that's what got me through. That's my anchor. When I'm stressed out and I can't catch my breath and I'm worried, I go right to that image. I wish I could draw it. I'm going to try to draw it and have Joshua help me. I'm going to try to draw it. Okay, guys? So Sterling is this guy right here. I think I sent it to Sarita, right, Sarita? I got to remember who the hell I send things to, and that's how I can go back and find it. And this guy, Sterling, I think he's like a top-notch psychic. Maybe he was on TV before. I don't know his background, so don't tell me I told you lie. But a lot of the people who are psychics and card readers, they respect him quite a bit. And when he says something, if it's contrarian to what they feel or think, they tend to go, oh God, Sterling said it's going to go different. And Sterling kept saying that the elections were going to be closed and that Kamala was going to win and that Kamala was only going to get 280 electoral votes. And I was like, what the hell? Biden got 306. How is she only going to get 280? So I didn't pay him no mind till when the thing happened on the 5th. And then I remember him saying that there was going to be chaos that was going to ensue after the elections. So then he posted a comment right after the thing. And he said he was dealing with a fire near his house. He's in Northern California, and he was going to come on and make a video. He did make one for Sunday. And he, to me, was waffling. He was straddling the fence. Like, oh, whatever, moved away. Well, yesterday he put out this damn video. You guys have to go see this video. I can't play this whole thing because I don't want to get copyright, whatever, but I'm going to show you. Okay, it's starting.
Information I received from my angelic team, angels, guides, and kind of give some more information on what's playing out. So here are really some important facts.
I don't know why you can't turn.
The election and some of the information I see coming to light very soon. So here we go. First, I see from my team the very large data center owned by a very large cloud services company was compromised in the Midwest. And
that's all we're going to show. I'll put the link. You guys go watch it. It's only 8 minutes and 34 seconds long. It's very encouraging, but it's only encouraging to the point that we want this hammer to drop. I went and got toilet paper today. And so I have enough. I have probably 3 packages that I've had since the pandemic. The big packages from Costco, you know, it comes with 5 in the thing. So 3 times 5 is 15 of those, right? And those come with 6 in them. So 6 times 5 is 30. 30 times 3 is 90. That's 90 rolls. Plus I got another pack of 30. So that's 120 rolls. Plus I just opened a pack of 30. You see how much rolls of toilet paper I have? I'm not telling you any, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I'm only going by my intuition. And I'm trusting my intuition because all too often I've not trusted my intuition. And it's gotten me into trouble when I've not trusted my intuition. So that's why I'm telling you how much I'm trusting my intuition. And I'm going to leave you with this. I want to tell you what I think the conversation was like between Biden and Trump. No, I don't know. I've not like tried to tune into what I think Biden told him, but I've tried to tune into what I think Trump was thinking. And this is what I think. Now tell me if you guys think I'm way off. I think he was scared to go to the meeting because his handlers were like, you're going to spill the effing beans. I don't think Trump knows to the degree of what they did to steal his election for him. And I don't think they would have told him anything had he not started to devolve towards the end. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. You know, this man has a big schlong. You know, and they saw him devolving. And he was like weeping because Kamala's rallies were having bajillion people at every location while he was having 10 people. And it was bothering him. He was going nuts. And so they went to him, probably Leon, and said, calm down. We got this. But you told me you had it the last time. And then Biden won. So do you really have this, Leon? Yes, we have it. Don't worry. It's going to happen. They're going to vote for her, but it's going to happen at the counting, at the tabulation. Shh. Me and Mike have a secret. Ghana Blab, right? Mike knows. MAGA Mike knows. Trump only know that much. That's my thinking. JD Vance doesn't know anything. That's my thinking. He don't know nothing, period. He's a dummy. They didn't, you notice he disappeared, right? He disappeared. He's nowhere to be found. Leon to take over as vice president, right? So anyways, I figure this is what I felt like happened when Trump sat down. He's like, oh shit, I gotta go. I have to mind my mouth. Don't say nothing. And so Biden shaky hand. Biden had his body open. Biden opened his body like trust. Like I trust. You think Biden trusts Sleep Ali? This man was the one that blocked me from taking office when I won. He wouldn't open the coffers for me to hire my cabinet team. He wouldn't, open the front door. He'd run and lock up the front door and take out all the papers and run with it and sell with shit to Russia. You don't think Biden think about all of that? Do not underestimate this man, okay? Biden. So Biden's like, hey, Donnie buddy, what do you want, right? And he's like, shit. He hide this one hand, like, shit, like I hide this cripple hand right here. And they talked for 2 hours. What was said, I don't know. But what Trump was thinking is what I think I know. Trump was like, God damn it. This man is such a decent human being. And I treated him like shit when he got in office. I call him a criminal his entire 4 years when I know he's not. Why is he being so decent to me, though? He was scared. He was like, I don't understand this. Oh, well, his loss. That's what I think Donnie was thinking. Oh, well, his loss. I had to run away with this. Obviously, he doesn't know shit. Look at him. He's Sleepy Joe. He dumb. He grinning like a fool. That's what I think Trump was thinking. And when he walked out there and got back to people like, we did it. 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 The whole time, Biden's like, God damn it. I tried. You were actually one of our presidents, I'm not going to take that away from you. And I really don't like what I have to do to you, Donnie. But, bitch, you couldn't even come in here and just say, damn. They were sizing each other up. I truly believe that. The other side has been prepping for years. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to recount it. Don't have any doubt. It's not these kind of recounts like what they're doing in Pennsylvania, where it's like, let's check for senators. Let's make sure this is correct. It's not going to be like that. You're going to hear the news. God, I hope this is not just wishful thinking on my part, but I have to state what I'm feeling, right? You're going to hear the news. All the countries are going to break the news at once. It's going to happen at once. Not just one getting news 5 minutes later. It's like breaking news. There's widespread blah, blah evidence of election fraud in America, yada, yada. This is how they did it. This one did it. That one did it. That one did it with the help of Putin, yada, yada. Elon Musk, yada, yada. And by the way, This one has been indicted. That one has been warrant for his arrest. This one has taken into custody. The FBI raided so-and-so's place, and they got him on the tarmac because he was going to take off in his jet. Yada, yada, yada. You're going to hear it like that. It's going to be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, where's Barbara? And I'm going to go live right away. Even if it's 2:00 in the morning, I might go live off camera, but I'll go live right away. You guys wake me. Wake me. You guys who have my phone number, wake me. And like I said yesterday, if you think they're not already indicting people and arresting people and raiding people, think again, because that man from Mar-a-Lago, the one that's next door to Mar-a-Lago, Oakley or something is his name? Oatley? I think it's Oatley. I don't know what's the name of that guy? Somebody help me. Hazel, help me. Let me Google it. What's the name of that guy? Oatley. I don't know his name. Shit, where you guys at? I can't find you. Thank you, Diane. That's what I need. We're not sitting here saying we know this to be fact. That's what I told my friend. This is what I feel. And if you cannot get behind this, then get the F out my way. And you know what? Once it happens, he's not going to come back and apologize. And I don't need no apology from him, right? I need for him to just be a different, a better human being and a better friend to me if he wants to stay in my friendship realm. Because I could easily get rid of him with no hate, no animosity. And if he comes and goes, well, I didn't like that you shut me down from my point of view, I'm going to say it had nothing to do with your point of view. It had to do with I'm your friend and I'm manifesting something. And you wanted to speak negativity into my brain. And I'm not going to receive that negativity because that's not how I operate. That's why I'm married to Joe and I'm not married to you, because God gave Joe to me because he knows how to work with me and not against me. If you want to be my friend and stay in my life, you better step the F up. You know, it's not, Biden hand is not going to be in this, guys. Biden hand cannot be in it. That's what's taking them so long. You know, it's not like they don't have the evidence and don't find out everything. I have the audio tape, video tape. I've been saying this stuff since the 5th. Now I see some psychics and stuff saying the same thing I'm saying. And I'm not telling you they're watching my show. They're getting the download. They're getting it after I got the download. They're like, there's audio tapes. There's videotapes. There's people voice on these tapes. I'm like, If Biden was going to pass the reins to Trump this easily, Biden was going to look depressed. He was going to look haggard. He was going to go through the motions. He looks alive. He doesn't look like sleepy Joe Biden. He looks like Dark Brandon. You know? Yeah. It's like, come on, there's things this guy can do to help me succeed and to help my daughter succeed. And not once has he offered. And even if I send him something, not once can he come back and go, that was well done. What? That was well done. No. No compliments, no boost, no nothing. You're not a good friend. I saw that my friend did not made a video. I finally watched the video, Sarita, and he was going off on my friend Troyce. I don't want to be in the middle of that war. And I don't really think it's a war. Donat's just frustrated that he feels like Troyce can do more to help him and to help me, and Troyce hasn't done that. It actually doesn't bother me because that's my entire life. That's how things go with me. I will reach out to people for help and they will help me half-heartedly when I do everything decently and in order. That young man that has a birthday Monday, the homeless police guy, if I actually make him a meal, I'm not going to give him leftovers. I'm going to make him a meal and take it over there with cake. It's his birthday. And I'm going to pray to God and say, let me find him when I go out there, because sometimes he's not out there. I'm going to take a risk in making that meal for him. I'm not going to give him I don't give nobody my scraps. The only thing I used to give away that was used was my handbags, because I would buy them for $30, pretty handbags every 3 months. And I would use it for 3 months and give it to mommy. She would use it for a month and give it to a friend in Belize. That was our enjoyment, right? Joe doing good. I hear Joe out there eating. Yeah, I don't hate my friend. I'm not angry at my friend, but I think I'm a little bit annoyed that my friend could do a lot more to help me, and he refuses to. Either that or he's lying about what powers he has. But whenever there's a door that I want to go through and I see somebody blocking it and I can't bust through them, I will find another window to get into that same house. And I'm already working on something else in my brain to get into that same position I wanted him to get me into. I know somebody who knows somebody. I always have proximity to somebody. Look at my proximity. I'm nobody in the scope of things. I'm somebody in God's eyes. I'm somebody in Joe's eyes, right? And my children's eyes. So I'm not trying to denigrate myself, but I'm nobody in the scope of things. But I know Sherry Shepherd, who knows Barack Obama through that show, The Talk. She got them people phone number in her phone. She got whose else number you got? Oprah. I not to care for Oprah, but I'm just saying. She got Oprah number in her phone. She got all them people number in her phone. She don't bother them people. Just like I don't bother her. I'm just going to send her an uplifting text. Every now and again, I send her on an uplifting text. And I watch her show. That's all I can give back, right? Right? Everything that you do, don't do it like Kimora Lee. Kimora Lee used to have that show, and everybody that takes care of her and follow behind her look raggedy. She the only one look pretty on the show. I'm like, why though? Why can't everybody look as beautiful as you look? Why you gotta let them look like peons? No. If you work with me and you're gonna come on the show, you're gonna look decent. Like when Joe look raggedy, I'm like, you're gonna be on camera with me today. You need to go change your shirt. You got toothpaste all over that damn shirt. You're wearing that same red shirt again. He's got like 6 of those red shirts, by the way, but I hate them. I'll go buy different colors, right? Like put on a button-down shirt. We're going to this look decent. When I go down, I look pretty, and he look like rags. He's like, man, why you make me look like that? I said, you want to look like rags. It's not like you don't have clothes. I want you to look good. I want us to represent. You know what I mean? See, I come in here looking good every day. Why? Because I'm presenting. All right, guys, we've been here almost 2 bloody hours. We're going to run out of 4 hours directly because this should start over again on the 5th, I think. We got a lot of time to go. All right. Thanks for coming in. Be very encouraged. Speak the same words that I'm speaking. Don't speak against what I'm speaking, because together we can do it. We can reach the ears of God. If you didn't write President Biden yet, consider writing him. Even if you say President Biden, I know you have a hard decision to make because we know this election was stolen. Please think about us on your way out. Even if that's what it is, write him. A lot of people have written him. A lot of people are stopping to pray. You know, today is a full moon. Let's pray that this full moon bring enlightenment to all of us. All right. Stay tuned. I love Africano for ending my show for me. Stay tuned. I might come on tomorrow. We'll see. Okay. I might come on tomorrow. Bye, guys. Au revoir.